1 And the Lord said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. 2 And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. 3 And I will bless them that bless thee, and them that curse thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. 4 And Abram went as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abram was 5 years old, and 7 years old when he went out of Haran. 5 And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gotten, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went out to go into the land of Canaan. And they came to the land of Canaan. 6 And Abram passed through the land from the place of Shechem unto the plain of Moreh, and dwelt there in the land. 7 And the Lord feared Abram, and said unto him, I will give thee this land, and he built there an altar unto the Lord that appeared unto him. 8 And he removed from the mountain from before Bethel. And he pitched his tent at Bethel, and the people went out of the city, and there he built an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. 9 And Abram journeyed toward the south. 10 And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went up out of Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was sore in the land. 11 And it came to pass, when he had offered unto the Lord, that he offered unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. And he said unto his wife, Behold, I know that thou art a beautiful woman to look upon. 12 And it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they shall kill me, but they shall save thee alive. 13 And I will say, Thou art my sister, that it may go well with me through thy transgression, and my soul shall live because of thee. 14 And Abram came out of Egypt, and the Egyptians saw the woman that she was very fair. 15 And Pharaoh's servants saw her, and she was praised before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. 16 And Abram prospered in her way, and he had flocks, and herds, and asses, and servants. And the people, and the donkeys, and the camels. 17 And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. 18 And Pharaoh called Abram, and said, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? 19 Why saidst thou, She is my sister, that I should take her? You are my wife, and now take your wife and go. 20 Then Pharaoh sent men to him and sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had. One And Abram went up out of Egypt, he, and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, into the Negev. 2 And Abram was very rich in silver and gold. 3 And he journeyed from the Negev even unto Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Ai. For to the place of the altar which he had made there at the first, and there Abram called upon the name of the Lord. 5 And Lot, who had gone with Abram, had flocks, and herds, and tents. 6 But the land was not able to bear them, to dwell together, for they were too many to dwell together. 7 And there was strife between them. The herdsmen of Abram's herdsmen and the herdsmen of Lot's herdsmen, and the Kenite and the Perizzites, were living in the land. 8 And Abram said to Lot, Please, let there be no strife between me and you, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brothers. 9 Is not the whole land before you? Separate yourselves from me. The names of Ishmael, Aminah, Yamin, and Asael were. 10 And Lot lifted up his eyes, and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered before the Lord, Sodom and Gomorrah, even the garden of the Lord, even the land of Egypt, even Zor. 11 And Lot chose for himself all the plain of Jordan. And Lot went before him, and separated himself from his brethren. 12 Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. 13 Now the men of Sodom were wicked, and sinners against the Lord exceedingly. 14 And the Lord said unto Abram after he had separated Lot from his people, That thine eyes may see, and from the place where you are, north and south, east and west. 15 For all the land that you have seen I will give to you and to your descendants forever. 16 And I will make your descendants like the dust of the earth, which if a man can count on the right hand, he can also count on the right hand the dust of the earth. 17 Arise, walk through the land, both long and wide, as I have given it to you. 18 And Abram pitched his tent, and came and dwelt by the oaks of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. 1 And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel king of Shinar, and Arioch king of Elasa, and Kedorlaomer king of Elam, and Tidal king of nations, 2 They made war with Bera king of Sodom, and with Bersa king of Gomorrah, and with Shernab king of Admah, and with Shemaiah king of Zevaim, and with the king of Bela. He was a gatekeeper. 3 All these joined forces with the Red Sea, which is the Salt Sea. For 12 years they served Kedorlaomer, and for 30 years they rebelled. 5 And in the 14th year Kedorlaomer and the kings who were with him came up and defeated the Rephaim with 10 trumpets and the Zerahites. And they went up to the hill country of Seir, even to the hill country of Paran, which is by the wilderness. And they returned, and came to the well of judgment, which is holy, and they smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites that dwelt in the plain of Tamar. And the king of Sodom went out, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zevaim, and the king of Bela, and the king of Zor, and they fought against them in the plain of Siddim. 9 Kedorlaomer king of Elam, and Tidal king of Goyim, and Amraphel king of Shinar, and Arioch king of Elasa, 4 kings, the 5th. 10 And the king of Sodom and Gomorrah fought against them, and they fell down, and the rest of them fled. 11 And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their cattle, and went their way. 12 And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, and his goods, and went their way, and dwelt in the land of Egypt. In Sidom. 13 And the fugitive came and told Abram the Hebrew, who was dwelling by the oaks of Mamre the Amorite, the brother of Eshcol, and the brother of Aner, and they were in the land of Abram's covenant. 14 And Abram heard that his brother was slain, and he slew his own servants, born in his own house, 380, and pursued them unto Dan. 15 And he and his servants went out against them by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto the border of Damascus. 16 And he brought back all the goods, and also Lot his brother, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. 17 And the king of Sodom went out to call him after his return from the slaughter. And the king of the Chaldeans, and the kings that went with him into the land of Shechem, even the king of the valleys. 18 And Melchizedek, king of Shelomoth, brought forth bread and wine, and he was priest of the Most High. 19 And he blessed him, and said, Blessed be Abram unto the Most High, possessor of heaven and earth. 20 And blessed be thou unto the Most High, who hast delivered thy servant into thine hand, and given him a work of all things. 21 And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the life, and the goods shall be thine. 22 And Abram said unto the king of Sodom, I have lifted up mine hand unto the Lord Most High, possessor of heaven and earth. 23 Is it a thread, and a shoe latchet? And if I take of all that is thine, and thou sayest not, I made Abram rich. 24 Except the young men have eaten, and the men that went with me, Aner and Mamre, they shall take their portion. One After these things the word of the Lord came unto Abram in the wilderness, saying, Fear not, Abram, I will surely give thee a very great reward. 2 And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I am a poor man, and the son of Meshech, of the house of Damascus, Eliezer? 3 And Abram said, Behold, I have not sown a seed of wickedness, and, behold, a son of my own house shall be my heir. 4 And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, He shall not inherit thee, but one that shall come forth out of thy bowels shall inherit thee. 5 And he brought him forth abroad, and said, Look now unto heaven, and number the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. 6 And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it unto him for righteousness. 7 And he said unto him, I am the Lord, which brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldeans, to give thee this land to inherit it. 8 And the Lord God said unto him, Surely I will inherit it. 9 And he said unto him, Take it unto me. A third of a bull, and a third of a she-goat, and a third of a ram, and a bullock, and a kid. 10 And he took all these, and cut them in pieces, and gave one of the lambs to his neighbor to eat, and the bird he cut not. 11 And the raven fell upon the carcasses, and Abram brought them back. 12 And the sun was up in the morning. And a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and behold, a great darkness fell upon him. 13 And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and shall afflict them 400 years. 14 And the Lord said unto the people, What shall I do unto thee? And after that shall they go out. Great blessing. 15 And you shall go to your fathers in peace, and be buried in a goodly place. 16 And the fourth generation shall return to this place, because the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. 17 And it came to pass, when the sun was come, that there was a burnt offering, and, behold, there was a smoking fire, and a firebrand that passed between those branches. 18 In that day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, To your descendants I give this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river, the Euphrates. 19 The Kenite, the Kenizzites, the Cadmonites, 20 The Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Harpumites. 21 The Amorites and the Kenite, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. One Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children, and she had an Egyptian maidservant, and her name was Hagar. 2 And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing, that I may go to the house of Eli, and to the house of Eli, and to the house of Eli. 3 And Abram hearkened unto the voice of Sarai. 3 And Sarai took Hagar, Abram's wife. The Egyptian woman had been with Abram for 10 years in the land of Canaan, and she gave her to Abram as his wife. 4 And he went in to Hagar, and she conceived, and she was beautiful in her eyes. 5 And Sarai said to Abram, My anger is against you. I will give you my handmaid is in your bosom, and you shall see that she is pregnant, and that she is well with you. May the Lord judge between you and me. 6 And Abram said to Sarai, Behold, your handmaid is in your hand, do to her what is good in your eyes, and Sarai shall answer her, and she shall flee from her face. 7 And the angel of the Lord found her by the well of the waters, in the wilderness of Ai-Hayan by the way of Shur. 8 And Hagar said unto her, My lord the king of Egypt, go in, and I will go. And she said, Because of my lord the king of Egypt, I will be a blessing. 9 And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return unto thy lord, and thou shalt be afflicted under his hands. 10 And the angel of the Lord of hosts said unto her, I will multiply your seed, and it will not be numbered for multitude. 11 And the angel of the Lord said to her, Behold, you are with child, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has heard your supplication. 12 And he shall be a father to all, and the hand of all shall be with him, and he shall dwell in the sight of all his brethren. 13 And he shall call his name the Lord. The word to her came to me, saying, I have not seen a man since I saw him. 14 So he called the well Beer-lahai-roi, which is between Kadesh and Bered. 15 And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called the name of his son, whom Hagar the stranger bare, Ishmael. 16 And Abram was 80 years old. And 6 years passed after Hagar bore Ishmael to Abram. One And Abram was 90 years old and 26 years old. And the Lord appeared to Abram, and said unto him, Behold, I will make my covenant between me and thee, and I will multiply thee exceedingly. 2 And Abram fell on his face, and God spake unto him, saying, For behold, I establish my covenant with you, and you shall be a multitude of nations. 5 And your name shall no more be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you a father of nations. 6 And I will multiply you exceedingly, and I will give you to the nations, and kings shall come from you. 7 And I will establish my covenant with you, and with the Lord your God between me and you and your descendants after you throughout their generations, I will be your God and your descendants after you. 8 And I will give to you and to your descendants after you the land of your exile, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. 9 And God said to Abraham, And you shall keep my covenant, you and your descendants after you throughout their generations. 10 This is my covenant, which you shall keep, between me and you and your descendants after you, circumcise every male among you. 11 And you shall circumcise them in the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a covenant between me and you for a perpetual covenant. 12 And in the space of 80 days you shall circumcise them. Every male among you throughout your generations, born in your house and bought with money, from every foreigner who is not of your seed, he shall be circumcised. 13 He who is born in your house and bought with money shall be circumcised, and it shall be my covenant with them for a perpetual covenant. 14 And the uncircumcised male, who is not circumcised, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. And the soul was separated from her people by the covenant of heifer. 15 And God said unto Abraham, Sarai thy wife shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarai her name shall be. 16 And I will bless her, and will also give thee of my seed, and I will bless her, and she shall be unto the nations, kings of peoples of my seed. And it came to pass, that Abraham fell upon his face, and laughed, and said in his heart, A man that is 100 years old shall bear a son, and Sarah that is 60 years old shall bear a son. And Abraham said unto God, If thou wilt hearken unto me, I will surely live before thee. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call him Isaac. I will call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant with his seed after him. 20 And Ishmael will hearken unto thee, and will bless him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him 20 times more, and I will make him a great nation. 21 And I will make my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant with his seed after him. Isaac, whom Sarah shall bear to you at this time next year. 22 And he continued to speak with her, and God went up from Abraham. 23 And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all the people of his house, and all the wealth of his wealth, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of his foreskin. Circumcise them in the same day, as God had spoken to you. 24 And Abraham was 96 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. 25 And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. 26 And the same day Abraham was circumcised, and Ishmael his son was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. 27 And all the men of his house, both born in the house, and the treasure of money, of the son of a stranger, were circumcised with him. One And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door about the heat of the day. 2 And he lifted up his eyes, and looked, and, behold, 3 men stood by him. And he looked, and ran to meet them from the tent door, and they fell to the ground. 3 And he said, My Lord, if now I have found grace in thy sight, pass not over this way. Your servant, for let a little water be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. 5 And he brought bread, and did eat for you, and afterward ye went in unto your servant, and he said, So do as thou hast spoken. 6 And Abraham hasted, and entered into the tent unto Sarah, and said, And Abraham ran to the field, and took a tender and good calf, and gave it to the young man, and he hastened to prepare it. And he took butter, and milk, and the calf which he had prepared, and set it before them, and he stood before them under the tree. And they ate. 9 And they said unto him, Behold, Sarah thy wife, and he said, Behold, she is in the tent. 10 And he said, I will return unto thee at the time of thy life, and, behold, Sarah thy wife hath a son, and Sarah heard the opening of the tent, and he was behind him. 11 And Abraham and Sarah were old men, and they were stricken in years, to be with Sarah. And Sarah laughed unto him, saying, After my wife was weaned, she was a child unto me, my Lord being old. And the Lord said unto Abraham, Why didst thou do this? And Sarah laughed, saying, Surely thou shalt bear a child, and I am old. And the Lord spake unto her, saying, I will surely bear a child, and I am old. And the Lord spake unto her, saying, I will surely bear a child unto thee, and thou shalt surely bear a child unto thee. And Sarah lived, and had a son. 15 And Sarah said, I laughed not as I feared. And he said, I laughed not. 16 And the men rose up from thence, and looked toward Sodom, and Abraham went with them to send them away. 17 And the Lord said, I am Abraham's servant, which I have made. 18 And Abraham became a great and mighty nation, and in him all the nations of the earth were blessed. 19 Therefore I will command his children and his household after him, that they keep the way of the Lord, to do righteousness and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. 20 And he said, The Lord overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah because they were very wicked and their sin was very grievous. 21 Then I went down and saw that the outcry against them was so great that they did everything they could, and yet they did not know it. 22 Then the men turned from there and went toward Sodom, but Abraham still stood before the Lord. 23 And Abraham came near and said, Ye shall also judge a righteous man with a wicked man. 24 If there are 5 righteous men within the city, ye shall judge him, and ye shall not go to the place for the sake of the 5 righteous men who are near him. 25 You shall be judged for doing this thing, for the sake of the righteous man with the wicked, and it shall be as the righteous man as the wicked, so shall it be judged for you by the judge. The whole earth will not be judged. 26 And the Lord said, If I find in Sodom 5 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sake. 27 And Abraham answered and said, Behold now, I have come to speak unto the Lord, though I be but dust and ashes. 28 But if I lack 5 righteous, and he said, I will not destroy the whole city, if I find there 40 and 5. 29 And he spoke yet more to him, and said, Suppose 40 should be found there. And he said, I will not do it but 40. 30 And he said, Nay, but I will not spare the Lord, and I will speak unto you. And he said, I will not do it, if I find 30 there. 31 And he said, Behold, I have been commanded to speak unto the Lord, and if 10 be found there. And he said, I will not do it for the sake of the 10. 32 And he said, Nay, I will speak unto the Lord, and I will speak unto thee, if I find 10. There was a 10th, and he said, I will not be guilty of trespassing. 33 And the Lord went out as often as he could to speak to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. One And the 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot saw them, and rose up to call them, and bowed himself with his face to the ground. 2 And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn aside, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry with us, and wash your feet, and refresh yourselves, and go your way. 3 And they said, When Baruch was gone, he went with them, and they went to him, and he came to his house, and he made them a feast and baked bread, and they ate. Before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, surrounded the house, both young and old, all the people from the middle of the city. And they called to Lot, and said to him, The men who came to you tonight, bring them out to us and tell them. 6 And he went out to them with the door open and the door shut behind him. 7 And he said, Do not let one of you go. 8 Behold, we have 2 daughters whom you have not known. Let us bring them to you and do them a favor. In your eyes, do not speak to these men as they are, for they have come under the shadow of my wrath. 9 And they said, Gesh-hala, and they said, One is not a resident, and the judge is a judge. Now you will be afraid of them. And they scattered a man with a great many sticks and came near to break the sign. 10 And the men stretched out their hands. And they brought Lot into the house, and shut the door. 11 And the men that opened the house struck with blinds, both small and great, and they struggled to find the door. 12 And the men said unto Lot, Who is this that hath a son-in-law? And thy sons, and thy daughters, and all that thou hast in the city, cast out from the place. 13 Because we have destroyed this place, because of its greatness, you have cried out to the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. 14 And Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, his daughters-in-law, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord is destroying the city. And it was so. As one mocks in the sight of his sons-in-law. 15 And when the morning arose, the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife, and thy 2 daughters, which are found before thee in the city. 16 And he murmured, and the men held him by the hand, and by the hand of his wife, and by the hand of his 2 daughters, by the mercy of the Lord. And he went out and sat down outside the city. 17 And it came to pass, as he had brought them out, that he said, Take heed to thyself, look not behind thee, neither stand thou still in all the way of the mountain, for the word of the Lord is before thee. 18 And Lot said unto them, No, my lord. 19 Behold, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight. And tell of your great mercy, which you have shown me to save my life, and I was not able to escape the evil, lest I die. 20 Behold, this city is near to flee there, and it is a refuge for me. If I had not fled there, would it not have been a refuge for me? 21 And he said unto him, Behold, I have come unto thee also to speak this thing, that I may overthrow the city of which thou hast spoken. 22 Make haste, and go thither, for I cannot do anything till thou come thither, therefore the name of the city is called Zor. 23 And the sun went out upon the land, and went down to Zor. 24 Then the Lord rained on Sodom and on Gomorrah brimstone and sulfur from the Lord out of heaven. 25 He overthrew those cities, and all the fields, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and the ground was covered with grass. 26 And his wife looked behind him, and behold, there was a pillar of salt. 27 And Abraham slept in the morning, to the place which the Lord had told him of. 28 And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and looked, and, behold, the smoke of the land went up as the smoke of a ram. 29 And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot away. And the Lord overthrew the cities that Lot dwelt in. 30 And Lot went up out of the city, and dwelt in the city, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in the city, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. 31 And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is no man in the land to come in unto us, as is the case with all the earth. 32 So we gave our father Jacob water, and he lay with him, and we will live from our father's seed. 33 And he gave our father Jacob water that night, and the older daughter came and lay with her father, and he did not know when she lay down or when she got up. For 34 And it came to pass on the morrow, that the older daughter said, The young woman said to her, I lay down with my father, and we made him drink wine also that night, and I went in to lie with him, and we will raise up offspring from our father. 35 And she also made her father drink wine that night, and the young woman arose and lay with him, and he did not know when she lay down or when she rose up. "36 And Lot's 2 daughters conceived by their father. 37 And the firstborn bare a son, and his name was called Moab, he is the father of Moab unto this day. 38 And the younger also bare a son, and his name was called Ben-Ammi, he is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. One And Abraham journeyed from there to the Negev, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. 2 And Abraham said unto Sarah, Behold, she is my sister, and Abimelech sent to Gerar, and took Sarah. 3 And God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said unto him, Behold, thou art dead. Concerning the woman whom you have taken, and she is in the fire of Baal. 4 And Abimelech went not near her, and said, The Lord is righteous, and thou shalt slay her. 5 Did he not say unto me, She is my sister? And did he also say, He is my brother? In the integrity of my heart and in the innocence of my hands did I do this? 6 And God said unto him, In a dream I also knew that you did this in your heart, and I also thought of you as a sin against me, so I did not allow you to touch her. 7 Now the man's wife, because he is a prophet, will return and pray to you and live. But if you do not answer, then she will surely die, you and all who belong to you. 8 And Abim rose up early in the morning, and called all his servants, and spake all these words in their ears, and the men were greatly afraid. 9 And Abim called Abraham, and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I sinned against thee, that thou shouldest bring me and my kingdom upon thee? You have done a great sin, which I have not done before. 10 And Abim said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou didst this thing? 11 And Abraham said, Because I said, Surely there is no fear of God in this place, and he will kill me for my wife's sake. 12 And also my sister Amnah, my father's daughter, and not my mother's daughter, and she became my wife. 13 And it came to pass, when God had scattered me from my father's house, that he said unto her, This is thy kindness, which thou shalt shew unto me in all places, which the prophet said unto me, My brother is he. 14 And Abim took sheep, and oxen, and servants, and she gave unto Abraham his wife Sarah, and he returned unto him. 15 And Abimelech said unto thee, Behold, my land is before thee, and it is good in thy sight, return. 16 And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I give thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver, behold, he is thy right hand, and the right hand of all that are with thee, and thou shalt have all things, and all that are with thee. 17 And he prayed. Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his mother, and they bore children. 18 For the Lord had visited all the afflictions of the house of Abimelech on account of Sarah, Abraham's wife. 1 And the Lord did unto Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. 2 And Sarah conceived, and bare Abraham a son in his old age, according to the time of which God had spoken unto him. 3 And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare unto him, Isaac. 4 And Abraham said unto Abraham, Isaac his son was 80 days old, as God had commanded him. 5 And Abraham was 100 years old when he bore Isaac his son. 6 And Sarah said, God has made me laugh, everyone who hears will laugh with me. 7 And she said, I will nurse a son for you, because I have borne you a son. 8 And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast on the day that he weaned Isaac. 9 And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which she had borne to Abraham, mocking. 10 And she said unto Abraham, Cast out this woman and her son, for the son of this woman shall not be heir with my children. With Isaac. 11 And the thing was very evil in the eyes of Abraham because of his son Od. 12 And God said unto Abraham, Fear not thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy faith, in all that Sarah shall say unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. 13 And the son of Ham shall be called a nation of Assyria. How did he so? 14 And Abraham ate breakfast, and took bread and a bottle of water, and gave them to Hagar, and the child, and sent her away, and she went and wandered in the wilderness at the well of Sheba. 15 And the waters were spent from the well, and she cast the child under one of the men of Sheba. 16 And he went and sat down over against her afar off, as if he had said, I will not look upon the death of the child, and he sat down over against her, and heard her voice, and wept. 17 And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called unto Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, What aileth thee, O stranger? Fear not. When God heard the voice of the lad, he said to him, Arise, take the lad, and strengthen your hand in him, for I will make him a great nation. Then God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the well with water, and gave the lad drink. And it came to pass, that the lad was very thirsty, and the lad was thirsty. God blessed the boy and made him grow, and he lived in the wilderness, and he became very wealthy. 21 And he lived in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. 22 And it came to pass at that time, that Abimelech and Phicol the captain of his host said unto Abraham, God is with thee in all that thou doest. 23 Now therefore swear by God, saying, If thou wilt keep the covenant that I have made with thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to my children, and to my children's children, even as thou hast kept the covenant that I have made with thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. 24 And Abraham said, I will surely swear. 25 And Abraham took Abimelech by the waters of Adu, which he had Abim's servants robbed you. 26 And Abim's servant said, I know not who hath done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither heard I of it until this day. 27 And Abraham took sheep and oxen, and gave them unto Abim's servants, and they made a covenant between them both. 28 And he stood Abraham set apart the 7 ewe lambs for a feast. 29 And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What meanest thou by these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set apart? 30 And he said, If thou take the 7 ewe lambs from me by the way, it shall be to me for a witness, that I have digged this well. 31 Therefore he called the place Beersheba, because there they had sworn both of them. 32 And they made a covenant at Beersheba, and Abimelech and Phicol the captain of his host arose, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. 33 And Esau planted a tree at Beersheba, and there he called on the name of the Lord forever. 34 And Abraham sojourned in the land the Philistines are many days old. One And it came to pass after these things, that God tempted Abraham, and Abraham said unto him, Behold, I am he. 2 And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son, whom thou lovest, Isaac, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer there one of the mountains of which I will tell thee. 3 And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took his 2 young men with him, and Isaac his son, and called the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went unto the place of which God had told him. 4 And on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place afar off. 5 And Abraham said, The young men returned to you with the ox and the donkey, and I and the young man went over to it, and we bowed down and came back to you. 6 And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it on Isaac his son, and he took in his hand the ox and the ewes, and they went both of them together. 7 And Isaac said to Abraham his father, and my father said, Here is my son. And he said, Behold, the woman, and the wood, and where is the lamb for a burnt offering? 8 And Abraham said, God will surely show himself unto him for a burnt offering, and they went both of them together. 9 And they came unto the place which God had told him of, and Abraham built there an altar, and offered there a burnt offering. The wood, and he bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar above the wood. 10 And Abraham stretched out his hand, and took the meat to slay his son. 11 And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said unto Abraham, Abraham, and he said, Behold, I am here. 12 And he said, Send not. Go to the lad and do nothing to him. Now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. 13 Then Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a ram caught his father by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up. 14 And Abraham called the name of that place, The Lord will provide, as he said in that day, The Lord will provide. 15 And the angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time out of heaven. 16 And he said, By my oath, saith the Lord, if thou wilt do this thing, and not you have withheld your only son. 17 I will bless you, and multiply your seed as the stars of heaven and as the sand which is on the seashore. And your seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. 18 And in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, as you have heard my voice. 19 And Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up, and went together unto Beersheba, and Abraham abode at Beersheba 7 days. 20 And it came to pass after these things, that it was told Abraham, saying, Milcah hath borne children also unto thy brother Nahor. 21 Uzi his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel, the father of Aram. 22 And Kest, and Hazer, and Peledash, and Jiddel, and Bethuel. 23 And Bethuel begot Rebekah, the 8th year of her life, which Milcah bare unto Nahor, Abraham's brother. 24 And Pilgal begot Reumah, and she bare also Teba, and Gaham, and Tahash, and Maachah. One And Sarah lived 170 years, the years of Sarah's life. 2 And Sarah died in Kirjath Arba, which is Hebron in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep over her. 3 And Abraham rose up from before his death, and spake unto the children of Het, saying, For I am a stranger and a sojourner among you, give me a burial place with you, and I will bury my dead in my burying place. 5 And the children of Het answered Abraham, saying unto him, 6 Hear us, O Lord our God, in the midst of us, in the choice of our sepulchres, a burying place for your dead, none of us shall be able to bury his dead in his burying place. From you, from your grave. 7 And Abraham rose up and went to the land of the Hittites. 8 And he spoke to them, saying, If you are willing to bury my dead in my presence, hear me and intercede with Ephron the son of Zohar. 9 And he gave me the cave of Machpelah, which he had, which is in the end of it. The field is given to me for a possession of a burying place in the midst of it. 10 And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Het, even of all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, 11 My lord hearken not unto me, the field give I thee, and the cave that is therein give I thee. I will give it to you for a burial place in the presence of my people. 12 And Abraham sat down before the people of the land. 13 And he spoke to Ephron in the hearing of the people of the land, saying, If you will indeed listen to me, I will give you the price of the field, and I will bury my dead there. 14 And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, 15 My lord, hear me, the land is worth 400 shekels of silver, what is it between me and thee for a burying place? 16 And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed unto Ephron the silver, which he had named in the audience of the children of Het, 400 shekels of silver. A shekel of silver is a merchant's weight. 17 And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and the cave that was in it, and all the trees that were in the field, which were in all the borders thereof round about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the sight of the children of Het, in the sight of all that went in at the gate of his city. 18 And afterward he Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, which is Hebron in the land of Canaan. 20 And the field and the cave that was therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place from the children of Het. 1 And Abraham was old in years, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. 2 And Abraham said unto his servant, the elder of his house, the ruler of all that he had, Put now thy hand under my thigh. 3 And I will swear by the Lord, the God of heaven, and the God of the earth, that no woman shall take unto me a son of a daughter of Israel. I will be with you, and you will live near him. For go to my country and to my relatives, and take a wife for my son, that he may be happy. 5 And the servant said to him, The woman is not willing to follow me to this land, I will return your son to the land from which you came. 6 And Abraham said unto him, Keep thou thyself from returning unto my son Shem. 7 The Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house, and from the land of my nativity, and which spake unto me, and which sware unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land, he will send his angel before thee, and bring it in unto thee. A wife for my son. 8 But if the woman is not willing to follow you, and you are clean from this oath, you shall not have any children. 9 And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and he swore to him about this matter. 10 And the servant took 10 camels. And he departed, and all the goodness of his master was in his hand, and he arose, and went to Aram Nahor, to the city of Nahor. 11 And he led away the camels from outside the city unto the well of water about the evening, at the time of the return journey. 12 And the Lord God of my master Abraham said, And she did kindness to my lord Abraham. 13 Behold, I stand by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. 14 And the damsel that said unto her, Draw thou also, and I will give thee drink, and she said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. And she said unto him, Give thy servant Isaac drink also. I know that you have shown kindness to my lord. 15 And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that, behold, Rebekah came out, which she bare unto Bethuel the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, and she bare him a son. 16 And the damsel was very fair to look upon, and a virgin, and no man knew her, and her eyes fell upon her. And the pitcher was filled, and she came up. 17 And the servant ran to call her, and said, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher. 18 And she said, Drink, my lord. And she made haste, and let down her pitcher upon his hand, and gave him drink. 19 And she went to give him drink, and she said unto thy camels also, Draw thou also, until they have done drinking. 20 And he made haste, and went down to the well, and ran also unto the well to draw, and drew for all his camels. 21 And there was a man standing there, to know whether the Lord had made his way safe, or not. 22 And it came to pass, when all the camels had drunk, that the man took a golden ring, even a shekel in weight, and 2 bracelets on her hands, 10 shekels of gold. 23 And he said unto his daughter, My daughter, is there room for us in thy father's house to lodge? 24 And Bethuel said unto him, I am the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. 25 And he said unto him, Tebin and Mizpah are many among us, and there is room for us also. 26 And the man arose and worshipped the Lord. 27 And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of my master Abraham, who hath not forsaken his mercy and his truth with my master. I am in the way, my lord, the Lord hath sent me to the house of my master's brethren. 28 And the servant ran, and told his mother's house all these things. 29 And Rebekah said, And Laban ran out to the man to the well. 30 And it came to pass, when he saw the oxen and the camels in his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying thus, that he spake unto the man, and came to the man, and, behold, he stood by the camels at the well. 31 And he said, Blessed be the Lord, why do you stand outside while I prepare the house and a place for the camels? 32 And the man came into the house, and opened the door for the camels, and gave straw and fodder for the camels, and water to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. 33 And he prepared it, and set it before him to eat. And he said, I have not eaten yet. If I speak my word, and he speaketh. 34 And Abraham's servant said, Here am I. 35 And the Lord blessed my master exceedingly, and multiplied him, and gave him sheep, and oxen, and silver, and gold, and servants, and maidservants, and camels, and asses. 36 And Sarah my master's wife bare a son unto my master in her old age. And he gave him all that he had. 37 And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife for my son of the daughters of Joseph, while I dwell in his land. 38 If thou wilt not go unto my father's house, and unto my kindred, and take a wife for my son. 39 And he said unto my master, The woman shall not go. After me, 40 And the Lord, before whom I walk, said unto me, He will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way, and thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred, and of my father's house. 41 Then shalt thou be clean from my people, when thou comest unto my people, and if they will not give thee, then thou shalt be clean from my people. 42 And I will come. And the Lord God of Abraham said, O Lord, if thou wilt now prosper my way which I go. 43 Behold, I stand by the well of water, and the damsel cometh out to draw, and I say unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. 44 And she said unto me, Drink thou also. And I will bring you a camel, and she shall be the woman whom the Lord hath chosen for my master's son. 45 And before I had eaten, behold, Rebekah came out with her pitcher upon her shoulder, and she went down to the well, and said unto him, My lord, drink. 46 And she hasted, and went down from her, and said, Drink. And I have given your camels drink also, and you have given your camels drink also. 47 And he asked her, and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel the son of Nahor, whom Milcah bare unto him. And he put the nosegay on her nose, and the bracelets on her hands. 48 And he bowed down, and worshipped the Lord, and blessed the Lord my God. My lord Abraham, who has led me in the way of truth to take the daughter of my lord Libnah's brother. 49 Now if Ishmael will do a kindness and be true to the Lord, tell me, and if not, tell me, and I will give him to the right hand or to Samuel. 50 And Laban and Bethuel answered and said, From the Lord come forth. The word has not failed you, whether it is good or bad. 51 Behold, Rebekah is before you, take her and go, and let her be a wife to your master's son, as the word of the Lord has spoken. 52 And it came to pass, when Abraham's servant heard their words, that they worshipped the Lord in the land. 53 And the servant went out with all his silver and all his goods. And he gave gold and raiment to Rebekah, and gave her to her brothers and to her mother. 54 And they ate and drank, he and the men that were with him, and they slept, and rose up early in the morning. And he said, Send me away to my master. 55 And her brothers and her mother said, Let the lad abide with us a day or 10, and then go. 56 And he said, And they said unto him, Hinder me not, and the Lord shall prosper my way, send me away, that I may go unto my master. 57 And they said, Call the damsel, and inquire of her. 58 And they called Rebekah, and said unto her, Go with this man, and he shall speak unto thee. 59 And they sent away Rebekah their sister. And she and Abraham's servant and his men. 60 And they blessed Rebekah and said to her, You are our sister to thousands of thousands, and your seed shall inherit the gate of those who hate them. 61 And Rebekah arose with her maidens, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the man, and the servant took Rebekah, and went. 62 And Isaac came from Beer-Lehi, and he dwelt in the south country. 63 And Isaac went out to eat in the field toward the evening, and he lifted up his eyes, and looked, and, behold, camels were coming. 64 And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she alighted from the camel's saddle. 65 And he said unto the servant, Who is this man that goeth out in the field to call us? And the servant said, It is my master. And he took the yoke and girded it. 66 And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. 67 And Isaac brought her into the tent of Sarah his mother, and took Rebekah. And she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother.